Okay, we're live.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to graduation. Welcome to CASA graduation, everyone. I know you're excited. This is officially when you cross the threshold to become a CASA. So we're welcoming everyone. So we have a full docket today. Basically, we have your oaths. You're going to be swearing in officially. You're going to become CASAs, and then you're going to meet people who are leaders at CASA, and finally, you will meet your supervisors. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Taina Longin, and I'm a facilitator, a training specialist at CASA, along with Emily and along with Kayla. And today we have basically a time to meet together and for you to share with your family and friends as you become CASAs. One thing to pay attention to is there's going to be a time when you're graduating. We ask for everyone to turn off, everyone who is not graduating to turn off their videos, and everyone who is graduating to keep theirs on and unmute. And during that time, you'll be able to read out the oaths along with Judge Zeidler, and you will be swearing in. Other than that, if you need any support with tech, if you're having any tech issues while you're on Zoom, if you need anything at all, then reach out to Kayla Escobedo, and her information has just dropped in the chat. So if you need anything with tech, she's there to support. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of our amazing judges at CASA, who comes in at CASA, who's a dependency judge. He's been at his role for over 20 years. He is a big supporter of the work that you all will be doing really soon. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Judge Zeidler.
Good afternoon, everyone, and for any of your family who are logged in and watching on YouTube now, live or later, thank you all for your commitment and congratulations on completing the training. I do hope that this is a long-term volunteer commitment opportunity that you are able to really cherish. One of my concerns about everyone suddenly coming in during the pandemic and the ease of having online training instead of in person is we have a history of CASAs who are in it for the long haul. And you at an annual volunteer luncheon, 20 year, 25 years, recognizing 30 years of service as a CASA. And this really is one of the best, if not the best, volunteer opportunity that's out there. For the friends and family who are watching, you have a family member who is committed to dealing with one foster child or a sibling group and looking into the needs of that child on behalf of the court, whether it's education issues, medical issues, placement issues, mental health issues, and making recommendations to the court for that child. And there's a wonderful CASA book of stories and articles from former foster kids who talk about their lawyer change, their placement change, their social worker change, and the one person who was consistently there for them was their CASA. So phenomenal opportunity. We have more CASA graduates than I've ever seen on screen before. We used to do this in person. I can remember the last time we did it in person because as people came up to take their photo with me, we were doing elbow bumps and standing far apart for our photos to give you a sense of March of 2020 or whatever it was. But, I taught new judge orientation last week in San Francisco. And at the end of new judge orientation, on our Thursday night dinner, we always have like one of the students from the class kind of talk about their experience, talk about the class. And I thought, how come we don't do that for the CASA class? And this is, I think, for the CASA staff, a very special graduation, because as far as I know, this is the first CASA graduation since the volunteer manager who used to facilitate these trainings, Betsy Ann Mudd, passed away. So for many of us, sitting here with graduates of Emily's class and Taina's class is, I think, for us, kind of reminding us about Betsy Ann having passed away recently. But maybe we can have one volunteer, and chances are there's always the one volunteer from Emily's class who could unmute right now and just talk a little bit about your experience of the class as kind of a graduation speech. Don't be shy.
I can say something super quickly. Yeah, so I think our class was super lucky to have Emily taking us on this journey. It was, and also with the support of Kayla, which was awesome. And yeah, I think for all of us, speaking for all of us, please feel free to disagree, anyone from my class, but we really learned a lot from Emily, and we could definitely sense like the empathy and the hard work and the passion that goes into being a CASA and to work with the organization, no matter where you are in it. And so, yeah, I think it's definitely been a long journey and we've learned a lot. And I know it's sometimes tough to learn about how things work in the court system, but I think that I speak for all of us when I say we're super, super excited and ready to start this journey, and are really excited about today. So thank you, Judge, for being here as well.
Thank you, Kristen, for jumping in. How about someone from Taina's class? That was like awesome. One person from the other class, you know who you are. You know who the comfortable speaker is.
I can say something for Taina's class. Overall, it was such an incredible experience. And I think Taina and Kayla and Jer all did such a great job at fostering a really safe space for us to have difficult conversations. So much of what we go over in training is really heavy topics, and they made it so comfortable and inclusive and open for us to share all of our thoughts, feelings, experiences throughout the training. And it was really great getting to interact with the whole cohort, and now going into this role as a CASA, just having each other is going to be really helpful. So like Kristen said, thank you to all of our trainers, and thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. I'll tell you, a safe space to discuss some of the things you discuss is so important. And last year, this year, I stole one of the things that you do in the CASA training that I'm assuming you're still doing, which is the values exercise, the 4 corners where you have to defend someone else's position. And I decided to use it with judges who are new in juvenile dependency court for the statewide primary assignment orientation, and leading up to talking about disproportionality in the system and the disproportionality of Black and brown kids in the system, both coming in, and being removed, and also staying in the system longer at the back end, and getting towards implicit bias, getting to just thinking about your own values and making those concrete, and understanding your own values. And you cannot have that discussion if you're not in a safe place. Usually I would at least tell one story about a CASA experience. I'm gonna do one, not two, because of the fact that we have so many graduates, but just to give a sense for the friends and family and all of you, a CASA can be doing something as simple as an education issue, making sure a child has what they need for their education, more complex of participating in IEP special education meetings. One case that always comes to mind for me is a boy I had in my courtroom. He was a couple of years old when he came into the system, severely physically abused. It wasn't clear if he'd ever be able to walk again, had limited upper arm mobility. And the second CASA on the case started visiting regularly in the hospital, going to all of the hospital meetings. She was the person who identified that there was an assisted walking device, a gait trainer that he was eligible for, and figured out how to get it and get it approved. Then his name before he was adopted was Dodger, and eventually and a potential adoptive mother was found in Illinois. And the CASA began to include her by speakerphone, even on her cell phone sometimes, in the medical meetings and the meetings with the doctors. She came out to visit Dodger, and eventually Dodger was placed with her. And a couple of us who were here were in my chambers the day when I finalized the adoption. And we did it by FaceTime back then. The whole house had Dodger banners up. It was Dodger Day in Illinois. A few years later, the CASA, Jan Miller, showed me a photo of Dodger when he was about 10 or 12 with leg braces on, walking a Jimmy Hilfiger runway in New York. And then a few years after that, when I was visiting Jan, Jan passed away of cancer a few years ago, we FaceTimed Dodger, and at that point he was into ice hockey, and had a couple of jerseys from some of the Paralympic ice hockey US team members, and was on his way from Illinois to Miami for a tournament. He did sled hockey where he sat in a sled because of his upper arm mobility issues. The hockey stick was attached to his glove, and someone else pushed him along while he played hockey. And this is a kid who has every opportunity he has because of that one person who made a difference and made sure we knew what was needed for him and ensured he got it and ensured he knew that he can envision anything for himself as he's growing up. So that's my heartwarming story of an extreme CASA case, but we have so many different levels and ways that CASAs become involved and make a difference in a child's life. So I do want to thank all of you for the commitment. I want your friends and family to understand when you say you can't get together that day because you're meeting with your CASA child, they'll understand the importance of what you're doing. I have twice as many cases as juvenile court judges from other places in the state. Our attorneys have way too high of caseloads. The social workers have at least twice the national standards, best practice standards. So the CASA is the one person who just has this child or this sibling group to make a difference for. So on that note, the people who are not graduating, if they haven't already turned off their screen, which is the staff or the staff who aren't graduating, have turned off their screens, in the chat, to make it a little easier for you to repeat after me, is going to be the oath that we're going to be going through. I'm going to get really formal and put on a robe as long as we're doing this remotely so that you can feel 100% like you have a real judge. And this is a little difficult with everyone unmuted, but I am going to ask all of the graduates to unmute. And if you can have your chat on or not, I usually break it up enough. When I say I state your name, you're going to say I and you're going to state your name. When I say do hereby swear or affirm, depending on any religious issues or other issues you might have, you're either going to say I do hereby swear, or you're going to say do hereby affirm. So please raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name.
I
Hereby swear or affirm.
hereby swear or affirm
That I will truly and faithfully
that I will truly and faithfully
perform the duties of court-appointed special advocate
perform the duties of appointed special advocate
on all cases to which I am appointed,
on all cases to which I am appointed.
that I will do so according to law,
I will do so according to law
the policies of CASA of Los Angeles,
and the policies of CASA of Los Angeles,
that I will always act
and that I will always act
in the best interests
in the best interests
child or children
of the child or children
whom I am appointed.
for whom I am appointed.
Mazel tov. Where's my little? Gotta do a little Okay, I got my little tutor. But I do have one more thing that you're going to unmute in a second for. As court-appointed volunteers, you will have access to dependency court legal files and proceedings. As you know, these files and dependency court proceedings are confidential. You are charged with the responsibility of upholding the confidentiality of these cases. You are not to discuss these cases nor reveal the identity of these children with any persons other than those individuals who are rightly involved in the case. This would include those court personnel, social workers, family members of the child, not your own, attorneys, or other professionals assigned to the case. So I'm going to have you unmute again, and it is in the chat for convenience, and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I
do
solemnly swear
or confirm
to uphold the confidentiality,
to uphold the confidentiality
the information contained in the legal files,
of the information contained in the legal files,
all other case information
all other
case
information
comes to my attention
that comes to my attention
in the course of my work
in the course of my work
as a court-appointed special advocate.
as a court-appointed special advocate.
You are all CASAs. Congratulations. So this is the point that if we were all in a room together in person, I would call your name, you'd come up, you'd introduce any family members you have, I'd hand you a certificate, which you will still get. We would take a photo together, then we'd have your family members come up and take a photo together. So we are not going to be able to do all of that, but I am going to call your names one by one. And when I call your name, please unmute. And why don't you tell us, even though it's so many people, I don't want to shortchange you. Why don't you tell us either one, if you have any family members watching that you want to do shout outs to, and two, either how you found out about CASA or what you do for a living, one or the other. Those work well. So starting with Rosalind Babco.
Hello, I have my husband watching, and as well as my parents, and I believe a couple cousins. And I'm very excited and honored to be in this role. I am a professional mother of 2 young boys, and I'm really hoping that this will set a good example for them, and they can really look to me as a good example.
That's wonderful. And are the family members local or not local?
Some are local to California and some are on the East Coast in New York.
Oh, wow. Cold, rainy, windy, snowy. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Your kids are lucky to have you. Kristen Teresa Campbell.
Hello. Yes, I have a few family members here listening and a few watching, and special shout out to my friend Bree who's watching, who actually inspired me to join CASA. So I was watching her graduation not too long ago, and now she's watching mine.
That's great. Thank you. Congratulations. Carol and Chris. Carol and Chris. We have 4 CASA staff graduating. I have to tell you, our current executive director of CASA, Charity, is amazing. The previous director actually was the one who started the process of even the staff members go through the training and even end up with a CASA kit of their own. So our first staff member today graduating is Carolyn Chris.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Judge. In the other room, I have my partner, my 2 dogs, and my sister, Lauren. So hi, everyone. And then my mom and my brother in Irvine are watching today. And yeah, I'm an advocate supervisor at CASA of Los Angeles. I've been here since October, and I am just blown away by the work. And I'm so excited to work with some of the CASAs from this graduating class.
Great. That might be your supervisor, one of you. Thank you. Congratulations. Miranda Costigan.
Hi, my name is Miranda, and my mom is watching with me today. And I found out about CASA through a previous volunteer opportunity. My supervisor there recommended the program. So excited to be here.
Isn't that nice that volunteer organizations are recommending each other? Thank you. Congratulations. Judith Craig.
Hi, my parents in Long Beach are watching. And I want to say thank you to my friend Alicia, who was adopted herself as a kid and now has 4 amazing adopted children of her own and still works in the dependency care system, helping foster kids at Safi in Nevada, and encouraged me to be a CASA because her kids had great CASAs and it was a wonderful experience for them.
That's so great. Did you grow up in Long Beach?
I did, yeah.
Go to high school?
I didn't go to public high school. I went to Valley Christian.
Okay. My husband went to Millikan. Only reason I was asking.
Oh, that would have been my local high school. Yeah, I know Millikan well.
That is wonderful that you have friends recommending it and with all the adoption background. Wow. Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
Heather Delatorre.
Hi, everyone. My name's Heather. I have my husband watching. My parents that are in Cleveland, Ohio are watching, and my work bestie texted me to make sure I knew she was watching. And I think some other friends are watching as well. I'm a project manager at a digital marketing company, and I heard about CASA on Instagram. I follow her name's Laura. Her handle is @foster.parenting, and she posted about it one day, and I became instantly interested.
Oh, that's great. You know, speaking of so many hubbies, partners, and besties, we do have spouses and best friends who become CASAs together and even get appointed on cases together. So all of you spouses out there and friends out there, keep that in mind that you can become CASAs too and just work together. The first CASA couple that were assigned a case together, the person got in trouble for assigning them a case together. Eventually they ended up being the CASAs of the year together. And ever since then, we have CASAs handling cases together. Danielle DeRosier.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and I believe that I have my grandma and my cousin watching right now. I found out about CASA in college, so I was in Kappa Alpha Theta, and CASA is our national philanthropy. So I got really involved with the Service and Philanthropy Committee and knew that this was something I wanted to do. So I'm very excited.
That's great. You know, you say grandma watching, and suddenly I'm thinking holiday season is like the perfect time to have a CASA graduation and get family around. Thank you. Congratulations, Stacy Ely.
Hello. I have my mom watching actually from downstairs, and I'm visiting her, so we're in Nevada right now. I had heard about CASA when I was getting my undergrad, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I feel like now I have the flexibility and more time to be able to pursue it. So I'm really excited to do this, and thank you.
Where'd you do your undergrad?
Cal State Fullerton.
Great. Love the Cal State.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Enjoy the weather in Nevada. Our next CASA staff member who is graduating, Danielle Espinoza.
Hello, good afternoon. Although my 3 adult children and my boyfriend and family are aware that I was partaking in this today, I didn't share the link or information with anybody. So nobody's watching, but they know I'm currently here. So I am a recent CASA hire. I was hired in November for our new Department of Prevention and Early Intervention. So I am one of the 2 new resource navigators. And so far the experience with CASA and the training and everything has been great. It's been amazing. I foresee so much opportunity to grow and help in so many ways. So like I said, so far it's been great. And, you know, I'm really thankful to be a part of this organization and all the work that they do.
Welcome to our court family. CASA's got its own family. You're part of the court family. Welcome.
Yes, I have worked in the court before, but in a whole different aspect. So this is truly a blessing, and I'm very excited. So thank you.
That's great. Bethany Fox.
Hi, I'm Bethany. I don't think anyone is watching. We took off in a plane at 5 a.m. this morning. So I'm now in Tennessee, and my in-laws and my husband are in the other room. But yeah, I heard about CASA on Instagram, and I am grateful that I did. And I'm excited for what this will hold.
Great. Instagram, that's the new way of recruiting. Thank you. Congratulations. Wisdom Boy.
Hi, my name is Wisdom. I heard about CASA from a content creator on YouTube. He urged his followers to check it out, and I did, and I'm very grateful that I did, and I look forward to helping out, however I can. Thank you.
Glad to have you. Thank you. Some classes are very heavily diverse in gender, and some aren't. Thank you very much. The CASA started a great program a few years ago. I don't know if it still exists. It was, the Quarterback Club for male CASAs, connecting with other male CASAs and working to recruit more male CASAs. So hopefully you'll be part of that. Next up, Alicia Magana.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I live in Los Angeles. I first heard about CASA about 4 or 5 years ago while I was researching and learning about ACEs prevention and trauma-informed practices. And when I found out about it, it was just a matter of time. And I'm just really interested in seeing, what happens if you apply and bring in all of this trauma-informed information and apply it to the system.
I'm so glad you mentioned ACEs. For anyone who doesn't know what ACEs is, Adverse Childhood Experiences, there's an incredible TED Talk by our recent California Surgeon General about ACEs and the impact that being exposed to various adverse experiences as a child, whether it's growing up in a home with domestic violence or substance abuse, other types of trauma can actually have a physiological impact on people with higher levels of high blood pressure. And Lynn Gabriel just put in the chat, Nadine Burke-Harris. Go watch the incredible TED Talk by Nadine Burke-Harris all about ACEs. Our presiding judge, Jared Kaki, really in the last 3 years has emphasized trauma-informed court more and more, and it's something statewide that we're starting to work on more. So you are in the right place. Thank you. So next CASA staff member, next new CASA staff member, Sylvia Martin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have my daughter Crystal currently watching, so big shout out to Crystal. My first exposure with CASA was through various FFAs. And so, working with them, I really respect the work they did and was fascinated by some of the things they can do through education. So I always wanted to be part of CASA. I went over to CLC, was there for their EPI team. And now I'm a new hire as their EPI specialist with CASA. Looking forward to it and thrilled to be here.
Great. Wow, this is the place you're landing after having been involved everywhere else in the system. That says a lot. Thank you. Next up, I just lost my place and I'm finding it. Allie Maynard.
Hi, everybody. I have some extended family tuning in from Florida. Hi, Linda. Hi, Brad. I am a comedy writer and television producer, and I actually heard about CASA through one of my coworkers who has family members that do it, and they love it. So he suggested I check it out, and it seems like something that would be right up my alley, and I'm just very excited and grateful to be here. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Worked on anything we've all heard of?
I'm currently on Ridiculousness on MTV.
Great. You know what? If anyone has a foster kid who's interested in learning more about the entertainment industry, there's your person. Thank you. Congratulations. Hi, family. Stay warm. Bree Meyer.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bree, and I also just finished traveling for the holidays or just got here, so no one is currently watching, but I was hoping to pass along the recording later. But I also work in the entertainment industry, and I found out about CASA because I spent a lot of years moving a lot and recently moved back to LA permanently and just was looking for a way to get more involved in the community. And I stumbled across CASA just researching volunteer opportunities. And I'm so glad that I did because it just seems like an amazing organization. Happy to be here.
Welcome back. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Sarah Moritz.
Hi. I first heard about CASA over 20 years ago when I was a lawyer in Los Angeles, and then raised my children, and now they're almost out of the house, and it's a perfect time for me to get involved. So I'm really excited and looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
That's great. Thank you to your family and your children for giving us your time. Jesse Noonan.
Hi, everyone. I work at an organization called Think of Us, which is a system and design lab with the goal of making systems change in child welfare. And I think I first heard in college about CASA from one of my friend's moms who was a CASA, but I've known about it for a lot of years. I think my mom is watching, and she was a social worker for 35 years. So shout out to my mom. And my husband is watching, and I wanted to thank him for contributing to childcare during the Saturday sessions and in the future as I do work in CASA. So appreciate that support.
Great. Thank you very much. Hi, Mom. I hope you were never in my courtroom. Angela Navarro.
Hey everybody. I heard about CASA through actually researching for a long time, trying to figure out the right position to volunteer and support foster youth. And when I finally came to CASA, it was like the perfect position because as a former foster youth, reading about the description, I know that this would have made a big difference in my life. So now it's like coming full circle where I'm going to dedicate my life to doing the same.
That is so wonderful. And there are other former foster youth who have been involved with CASA, and it's a really nice fit. I love that so many of you researched and came down to this is the one you wanted. That, from what I said at the beginning, that's making me more optimistic you all are going to stay. Susan Pando, our next new CASA staff member. Welcome to the CASA family.
Hello and thank you. I do have my husband, Jonathan, watching, my parents and my best friend, Michelle. So shout out to them. I am a new hire with CASA. I work alongside Danielle. I am a new resource navigator for prevention and early intervention. I started early November, and my experience so far with CASA has been amazing, and I can't wait to start assisting you. So thank you.
Okay, bye. Go work. Get to work.
We're ready.
Thank you. Kushali Patel.
Hi. I have my husband and my sister watching, so shout out to them. Thank you. I actually learned about CASA through one of my mentees who's become a friend. Her dad actually grew up in the dependency care system and was then adopted. So she is a CASA in San Diego. And she had mentioned it to me a couple years ago, and timing at that time wasn't great, but now I'm in a much better place to be able to have capacity to serve. So I'm very excited to start this journey. Thank you.
San Diego has a great program. These are probably the two strongest programs in the state. Welcome, congratulations. Thank you. Sandra Perez Vasquez.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I first heard about CASA many, many years ago through a friend. And then over the summer, I was listening to a podcast and CASA came back into my life. So I think it was just the timing. And so here we are. So I'm excited about the opportunity, and just a big shout out to my husband and my friends and my family who supported me. So thank you. Very excited to be here, and congratulations to everyone.
I'm glad people are excited. This is good. Good start. Thank you. Congratulations and welcome. Daria Presley.
Hi, my name is Daria. I am a restaurant manager at a hotel, and I found CASA just actually through Google research. I'd been looking for a volunteer opportunity for a really long time, and then I found this, and I mean, I read the first paragraph on, I think, the first page, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want. And I think I'm so excited because I think I feel so strongly about having an advocate. I think every child should have an advocate. And I know that's something that in my personal experience would have made a difference in my life. So I hope to make that difference in a child's life as well. That's it. I'm excited.
I'm excited. And, I agree with you that every child should have an advocate. And right now, just to give everyone a sense, we have about 1,000 plus CASAs and 30,000 kids in the system at most times. So, it's 1 out of 30 of our, well, I guess CASAs often take sibling groups, but when you look at the numbers, there are so many more kids who are in need. And so often we refer for CASAs and end up with we've accepted them, but now we're waiting for a match. So anyone have friends, send them our way. Sam Reed.
Hi, thank you, Judge. I wanted to shout out and say thank you to my parents who are watching from New York. And I heard about CASA just through a Google search as well. I'm new to the Los Angeles area, so I'm excited to begin working with the youth. I previously worked as a special education teacher in Arizona, and now I work as a substitute teacher in LA County. So I'm looking forward to being able to use my background in education to support a youth that I work with.
So for the rest of the 2 classes here, or at least for the class that Sam was in, keep in mind when you're having an IEP or a student study team, she, is a resource. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome to LA. Elizabeth Sharit.
Hi, thank you. I am here with my 2-day-old daughter who is with me, and hopefully she'll be a CASA one day. So I'm grateful that this is happening on Zoom. I don't know if I would be available otherwise at the moment, but I am a social worker professionally. And so I learned about CASA when I worked at a group home many years ago. Just saw some CASAs available to the kids that we were supporting, and just knew that I always would want to supplement my professional work as a social worker with being able to also volunteer as a CASA. So I'm really happy that I'm able to do that now. So thank you so much.
Wow, new mom and still like volunteering immediately. You're awesome.
Yeah, it'll work out.
Thank you. Congratulations on both. Melanie Segrist.
Hello. Yeah, so I learned about CASA through a Google search as well. And then one of my best friends is a social worker, so I asked her about it, and she said they're amazing. They love working with them. And yeah, so that made me really excited, and I've loved all the training so far.
You all are coming in at a good time generationally for CASA, because when I started as a lawyer representing parents and kids 30 years ago, I remember one of the children's attorneys telling me, CASAs, they're these rich West Side women who have nothing better to do than be nosy and impose their lives on these kids. And we are now at a time where the social workers, the parents' attorneys, the children's attorneys, it has come around to really understanding the value of a CASA and the collaboration that can be done. So it was nice. It's nice to hear that your friend, the social worker, said good things about CASA. That might not have been the case many years ago. Thank you. Cassandra Singh.
Hello, I'm Cassandra, and I'm a recently retired LAUSD teacher of 31 years in Boyle Heights. And so I first heard of CASA about 15, 20 years ago when we used to have a union newspaper as a volunteer activity or opportunity. But at that time, it just, with young children, it didn't work for my family. And then as soon as I retired, I knew where I wanted to go. And I've experienced CASA in the classroom with the foster youth that I had in my class. And I have cousins in Sacramento, a sister in Denver watching, and my adult boys and husband in the other room. So thank you.
They're probably snowed in Denver. What school did you teach at in Boyle Heights?
I taught 25 years at Second Street Elementary, and then like the last 5 years at Euclid Elementary.
My dad went to Evergreen, was the only reason.
Okay.
Okay.
Kim Skaggs.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name's Kim, and I'm also relatively new to LA. I know about CASA. I actually knew a lot about CASA because I'm a retired attorney, and I worked for Chicago Legal Aid for a number of years, and I worked with the dependency system, and also I represented foster kids in educational matters. So I got to know a lot of CASAs, and I saw how important they were. And I kind of knew then that when I retired, that's what I wanted to do. So here I am. Thanks. Shout out to my trainers. You guys are great. Thank you.
They are great. The trainings are just incredible, and they are amazing. And how much interactive and making you think is just incredible. Ashby Vose.
Hi, I'm super honored to be here. I also discovered CASA through a Google search, was looking for the right volunteer opportunity where I could actually feel like I was making a real difference and feel fulfilled. So I'm really excited about this opportunity. I work as a content creator for a fashion brand, my 9 to 5, but very excited to be here doing such important work with you all.
Great, congratulations. Thank you very much. Someone make sure she knows all about the, I forgot the gown program. At the end of, in May, June, where they're giving out gowns and suits to glamour gowns and suits to kids for their proms and things. March 2000.
Ooh, I could get us a lot of samples of gowns, so definitely let me know.
See, I always say there's no such thing as networking as about introducing friends to friends and brainstorming. Did I leave anyone off? I've been known to. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you to the CASA staff. Charity, you've just got the most incredible and awesome staff in the whole world. And for now that you're at CASA, you're going to be getting these emails about these fireside chats that Charity has started. These fireside chats are thought-provoking and forward-thinking, and I encourage you to be participating and watching those as well. You are now part of an organization that is now leading the way when it comes to talking about difficult issues in the dependency court system because of Charity and her leadership. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judge Zeidler.
Thank you, Judge Zeidler. Have
you,
a great
Judge.
holiday season and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy fifth night of Hanukkah to everyone. Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy everything else. Happy solstice yesterday.
Judge Zeidler covers all the bases. Thank you so much for your time. Typically, our judges who come through graduation, they take a bit of their break to come here and graduate you all and to swear you all in. So we're so grateful for your love and support throughout the years, Judge Zeidler. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm only off this week and next week. Oh wait, I'm off today. Never mind, bye.
I'd like to introduce you now to our CEO, Charity Chandler Cole. She is excited to meet you all and just to introduce you to the CASA family. Charity.
Yes, thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Judge Zeidler. And wow, what an amazing group of CASAs. I am super excited for all of you. And Judith, I live really close to Valley Christian School, and I'm actually vetting them for my daughter one day. So I need to talk to you on your experience and if you liked it or not. And Jesse with Think of Us. I've been around since Think of Us was an idea and Six Those Heads. So super, super excited. I can't wait to tell him we have one of his staff as a CASA. And Allie Ridiculousness, that is my show. So I need to catch up on all the new episodes and seasons. So and Liz, new mom, just so many of you guys. I'm just so excited that you chose CASA as the place to volunteer, and you chose correctly. We will not let you down, and you will feel so fulfilled in this experience. And just congratulations to all of you. Our CASA volunteers are literally the backbone of our organization, and we cannot do the work we do without you. The work our CASAs do goes really beyond advocating on our youth's behalf in court and in schools and in other settings. You really have the ability to provide experiences that affirm their worth and value in this world. You have the ability to empower them to be the best versions of themselves, despite what the world, statistics, and others have told and shown them they are capable of. Your role as a consistent advocate and even friend in their life is so important. And I am so personally grateful that you have decided to embark on this new and very rewarding chapter of your life. I do want to encourage you all through this experience to always seek out new knowledge and information, and to understand the cultural context and histories of the youth you interact with. I ask that you be intentional about knowing and learning about their backgrounds, the communities they come from, the historical, racial, and societal barriers, burdens, and circumstances they and their families may have endured that have brought them to this moment in life, so that you can make healthy and sound decisions and recommendations and build relationships that are not rooted in bias, are made based off of personal judgments and assumptions, well-intentioned or not, but that are birthed out of equity, deep love and care, and with the goal of making them whole. Thank you so much again for stepping up to the plate to advocate and show up for our children. As someone that experienced the foster care system myself, I wish I had a CASA and someone like you showing up for me. So congratulations for completing your training. And as a CASA myself, in addition to running CASA, I am an advocate and I have a case, and I'm so excited. So I look forward to working with you all, from learning from your experiences, from learning from you all, and I'll see you out there in the field. Congratulations, everyone.
Thanks, Charity. Thank you. I wanted to let you all know that we have another leader who'd like to meet you and speak with you and let you know about CASA. So Angela Daughtry is CASA's manager of outreach and recruitment, and she's here to speak to you all. Angela?
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that you guys all made it through. You guys are awesome. I loved every story, but I do have to pick out Kristen and Bree. You guys tag team just like I asked you. Well, I'll probably ask Bree, not Kristen, but I'm gonna ask Kristen now. Hey, spread the word. Tell your friends about CASA. Have them sit in the seat that you just sat in order to become a CASA. We need you. We need everyone to come out and advocate for our youth as they go through this process through foster care. Thank you guys for going on social media, because you go on social media, don't forget to post about us too, okay? Instagram is a popular place. Facebook is up and coming popularity for us CASAs, and we just want you to post any way you can and help get us more CASAs, spread the word. And the organization is amazing. I've been around CASA almost 10 years and I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I just want to say congratulations. Welcome to the CASA family. You guys are going to be amazing. Advocate supervisors are wonderful. And if you need anything from me or recruitment or outreach, I will definitely put my information down on the chat. Reach out to me. I'll come and talk to anyone, me and my team, of course. And we also have swag and brochures that we can share with you all to share with other people. So have an awesome day. Congratulations. Happy holidays. And thank you for being wonderful and choosing CASA.
Thank you, Angela. I hope y'all were serenaded by Angela's energy. And now you get to meet our wonderful Chief Development Officer, Marie Carpenter, to talk to you about events and developments that are happening at CASA. Marie?
Actually, Marie is out today, so I'm going to step in for her. My name is Kimberly Stauffer. I'm the individual giving manager here at CASA. And I'm so excited and grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the time to become CASAs. I wanted to be here today to share a little bit about what the development team does and how you might connect with our team. One of our team focuses, we do fundraising, we do events, grants, marketing. But one of the most important things we do is we share the messaging about how important CASAs are to the kids we serve. You may hear from someone from our team asking for a quick interview, a check-in, or a photo, so we can share some of the successes that you have had in your work. If you haven't yet, we encourage you, just like Angela said, follow us on social media, sign up for our newsletters, and share this information with your friends and family. After today, I'm going to send you guys a photo of all of you guys graduating, and we ask that you share that on your social media to let everybody know. And you'll get an email from me as well, just with the different ways that you can kind of interact and engage with our team. Some of the ways that you can get involved on the development team is we do have a monthly giving program. So for as little as $25 a month, you can help the kids we serve not only survive, but thrive. That's the name of our program, Thrive. We have a CASA shop where you could purchase t-shirts, sweatshirts, and other merchandise. I have my CASA shirt on today, so that's always good. And then we ask, like, once you get settled in, and I know some of you have already shared, you know, those networking opportunities, that community engagement, consider your workplace, any community connections that you have. Some companies do matching gifts for their employees. Some have grant opportunities. You may know of someone like Ashley, you mentioned that you might have dresses or things for glamour gowns or something else that we have coming up. We always are looking for networking and community partnerships. So please think about the different ways and people that you know and how they can get involved with CASA as well if they can't do the volunteer work. We do also have events throughout the year. We host 3 large fundraising events. We're always looking for support through sponsorships, ticket sales, donations of items for our auction, unique opportunities, and volunteers to help the day of the event. So our next big one is our 11th annual Reimagine Gala, and it's coming up on Wednesday, April 20th at the Beverly Hilton. There's so many small ways to get involved, including Amazon Smile and choosing CASA as your charity of choice for your grocery shopping. All of this information is up on our website, but I'm going to send you guys all an email so you have my contact information and you'll have Marie's as well. I'm sorry she missed this graduation. You guys are an amazing group. And again, we're so excited. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Kim. So Kim's our individual giving manager. Thanks for speaking about this team and all the activities, all the things you're doing to keep CASA going, keep CASA growing, and keep providing services for the young people. That's the goal of development. Thank you so much. So now I'd like to introduce the captain of our volunteer services ship, technically. She is our Chief Volunteer Officer, Lynn Gabriel. Where are you, Lynn?
Hi, everyone. I want a captain shirt or a captain hat. I guess a captain hat would be, because I like that, even though really they all do everything. And then I just say I'm the boss and take credit for all their good work, because as you know, they're all amazing and I'm so thankful for them. And I just wanted to mention too, that I know we said Happy Hanukkah and he said Happy Kwanzaa and Happy Solstice, and nobody's mentioned Festivus for the rest of us, which is tomorrow. So happy Festivus to anybody who's celebrating that with me. Thank you guys for doing this. I want to just take a second, and I know they've talked about this in training, and I also know that it takes most people 5 exposures to the same information before they begin to really take it in. And it's about managing your expectations. So I was a CASA for 10 years before coming to work at CASA in 2011. And you get really, you have high expectations when you go into this. And I don't want you to lose those, but I just want to reframe them and let you know about a couple of kids that I worked with. So I did work with a kid who ended up going to Hofstra University and graduating, and another little girl who got adopted by a family and was doing great. And I also worked with a 14-year-old kid who, talking about Judge Zeidler here, he was my judge. And this was my second case that I took on. And this kid had 3 siblings, all with different last names. And Judge Zeidler remembered every one of their names 10 years later. first and last names of all the kids that he has on his caseload. So he's amazing. But so this kid I worked with, and he was in a probation school. So he was arrested and charged with terrorist threats and was in juvenile hall. And the terrorist threat that he made was he was on a home visit and was fighting over the remote control with his sister. And he threw the remote at her and said, "I'm going to kill you." And she called the cops. So that just gives you a little view into what happens with our kids. He did not end up finishing high school. All he wanted was out of the system. He'd been in the system for most of his life. And once he got out at 18, he opted not to stay in. He became, or I don't know if he always was one, and then started being a practicing hobo. But I learned that the hobo culture is very, is thriving and alive in this country. And he started hopping trains. And he had never been so happy. He just felt really free, and he knew this country better than anybody I know. And like I said, he didn't finish high school, and so he didn't go to college, and he never got a job. But I tell you, he called me 2 years after he was out of the system, and I hadn't heard from him in a long time. He called me, which is also big because he couldn't remember my number to save his life when he was in care. But he called me from Ventura. He just rode a train into Ventura County, and he called me and just said, "Hey." I said, "Hey, what's going on?" "Not much, just called to say hey." And we chatted. I ended up going to pick him up and stuff, but he knew that I cared about him. And if you can have your kid leave the system and know that you cared about them, that's gold. That's gold. I mean, it's so important to know that somebody really cares about you and that you could call them at any time. And that was him. I mean, he ended up passing away shortly after that. He fell from a train and hit his head. And I'm still in touch with his mom. But I loved that kid, and he knew that I loved him and cared about him. And I think that's one of the most important things. And we say that this isn't your ordinary volunteer opportunity, and that's why we're not looking for ordinary volunteers. And that's you guys. You all are extraordinary, and you're going to do wonderful things. And make sure that you really embody that just showing up is really extraordinary. Just showing up. A lot of our kids haven't seen anybody just show up for them. So when we ask for stories, that we want to hear your stories, we're not just talking about stories that are a stereotypical success story. They're all success stories. Even if it's been challenging and you've hit roadblocks at every turn, but you keep going for this kid, that's a success. And that's what we want to know about too. So I want to congratulate all of you and let you know we do have 2 active volunteer recruitment committees. There's a Black African American volunteer recruitment committee and a Hispanic Latina recruitment committees. And if you'd like to get involved with those, just email Angela Daughtry. And after you get assigned your case and you're kind of, all this is sinking into you, I would love to hear your feedback or your thoughts on training or the program. I'm always looking to hear what volunteers think and what their experience has been. So thank you all very much. And you're about to do something amazing. Thanks.
Thanks, Lynn. And now we have our very own Chief Program Officer, Mika Khan.
Thank you, Taina. You know, it's always so hard to go after Lynn because either I'm super emotional or she's just stolen all my thunder. But congratulations to all of you on taking this next big step. It's huge. And just like Lynn said, it takes a really special type of person to do this type of volunteer advocacy role. And so we're so grateful to have you be part of our team. Under my role, one of the things you'll know, and one of the things I really value about our CASA program is you don't need to come in as an expert on child welfare. You don't need to come in as a former social worker, former teacher, therapist, et cetera. It's great if that's also your background, but one of the benefits is you get to come in, you get to have this training, and then you get to come onto your case and continue to receive support no matter what type of case you get, or, you know, even if you've never had experience with a particular case characteristic or something that comes up for your young person. And what we've tried to do at CASA within our advocacy program is also create specialized programs based on some of the higher needs that have come up for our young people. So as you get matched to a case and learn more, you may interact with a few of these programs, one of them being our early childhood program. That's support for our 0 to 5, our little ones. And as an extension of that, I know some of you had Sylvia as your classmate the past few weeks. We have an extension, which is our expected in parenting youth program. So if your young person becomes pregnant or parenting at any point during your advocacy, we have support for you on how to navigate that. We have a youth justice program, which is for our young people that become duly involved in both the dependency system and the juvenile justice system, so that you know how to better support them in both courts, because they do function differently, and you want to make sure that you can be as strengths-based and present for them no matter what system they're involved in. And then we also have our essential history program. I know that we have a few essential history CASAs graduating, and for those of you who don't know, essential history functions a little differently. Instead of getting to know your child one-on-one and being in the field, so to speak, you're responsible for reading an entire case file and producing a comprehensive summary of all key events that have happened for them in the system. So it's a different type of advocacy, just as important. It helps everyone on the team be more trauma informed and have a full picture of what's going on for the young person. And then I know that we have a few new staff members graduating that spoke about the prevention and early intervention program. And this program functions slightly differently. It wouldn't be a program you would necessarily be involved with. However, if you're working with an older youth, say 13 to 21, and they need connection to services, and you're having trouble finding, I can't get them into therapy. We've tried all of these different options for tutoring. You think of an option, your resource navigators are going to be able to support finding a resource for you. And they're really working with young people that are on our wait list, that are waiting to be matched with all of you wonderful people, and being able to connect those older youth to services sooner, but also young people in the community that maybe we're not getting connected to right away. So you'll hear a lot about all these different programs. We're always looking for ways to tailor the program to meet your needs. And so as you're working with your young person, if you're finding that there's a resource or a service, regardless of their age, that you're having trouble getting, feel free to send that my way. I'm always looking to build partnerships with community organizations so that we can get more direct access to those services, whether it be someone recently talked about maternity clothes, not having a reliable way to get specifically maternity clothes for our young parents, or like I mentioned,
that's another thing you can ask me about. Just saying, if you need clothes, talk to me.
I appreciate you. See, there we go. Look at that already. Now you know. But yeah, we're always looking at ways. If you have organizations that would be great for us to partner with, also send that my way. But the whole point is we're trying to increase your access to services so your young people get access to services. So we're so looking forward to you coming on, starting your advocacy, and congratulations again.
All right, thank you so much, Mika. And now you get to meet the Director of Advocacy, Dr. Christy Brooks. And she will get to introduce your supervisors but then we will get a chance to say goodbye to you all as well. Christy.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christy Brooks. I am the Director of Advocacy, as Taina stated. So in my department, you will have the opportunity to work very closely with your advocate supervisor, and they're going to be working with you on a regular basis with your advocacy, with any type of support you may need with your youth. any questions you may have, anything you think you may need, they're going to be there to work with you. We work with about lots of children, as you guys know, but there's 5 ATMs under me. We also have our advocacy office manager, who you will meet as you or if you ever need to come into the office, Lauren. And under Lauren, we have our program assistant who works out of our Antelope Valley office. If you're ever out there, you will meet our staff out there. And each supervisor then has their list of CASAs that they work with. So you'll have a chance to interact with different CASAs if you have questions. You have a chance to meet other youth and other people as we're putting on more events that are inclusive of both CASA, youth, and staff. So for example, this Sunday we had an event where we took some of our kids whose CASAs were able to register them, and we took them to a shoe store, and the kids were able to go into the shoe store, pick out whatever pair of shoes they wanted. We were able to find a shoe store that was local in Lawndale, and the owner happened to be a former foster care youth. So that was something that was really big for us in finding that and being able to support and being able to act on what it is that we preach. And supporting our youth when they're older is definitely one of them. It's not just about supporting them while they're in care, but also after care. So that was a really big event. The CASAs enjoyed it, the youth enjoyed it. It was amazing. And so we're always here to be supportive of you. I have some supervisors that are out today, unfortunately, because our vacation has already started for some. But we do have some here. We also have some managers here. So I will go through the list of managers really quickly so you can see who's here. We have Kadria Battle, who is here, who will be receiving some CASAs. We also have, and they're flipping all across my screen now, Jessica Valle, who is here, who will be receiving some new CASAs. We also have Joseph, who is here, Regina, who is here, also Shakeen, who is also here as well, and let's see, Monica, I believe, if she is still here, who is one of our managers. It's been an amazing time here at CASA. It will be 5 years for me in January. I came from being a social worker with foster family agencies and running some transitional housing programs. So all those kids that Lynn talks about, we actually knew each other prior to me coming here. She was a CASA for one of my kids when I was running a transitional housing program many moons ago. And now, because that was 2006. Yeah, it's a long time ago, about 2006. Still keep in contact with him. He's now allowed to be a Facebook friend. Now that I don't want to tell his age, because then I feel like I tell my age and Lynn's age if I say how old he is, but he's very much an adult and has been an adult for a very long time. But that just goes to show the relationships that you develop in whatever role that you play. And as she stated, they will reach out to you in 10 years, in 15 years. I've had kids 20 years later that have found me on social media just to say hello. And it's the best feeling in the world when they say things like, I remember when you did, even though it didn't seem like it stuck at the time, 15, 10, 20 years later, when they have their own kids or they're dealing with certain things and they're doing well, they will reach out. So congratulations to you all. I thank you for giving your time, for giving your efforts, for giving a part of you to work with these youth. They definitely need it. They definitely need someone in their corner. And I thank you guys for being and choosing to be that person, because there's many other places that you can choose to volunteer. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And I do look forward to meeting you all at some point throughout your advocacy.
Thank you, Christy. All right, so we are at the time when we trainers get to say something to you all. So I wanted to get the ball rolling by mentioning Betsy Ann Mudd from, you heard about her earlier. She was a beautiful person, a beautiful soul who was part of our training team And a lot of what I've learned about being a trainer, especially in-person engaging, or even building empathy and getting to know what you all need as we're going through the process of training. She's the one who taught me. She's the one who sat with me. She's the one who gave me a lot of advice. She was a wonderful person, and she is gone too soon, but never forgotten. So I just wanted to dedicate this whole graduation. This has been just a manifestation of what she has helped contribute. And she eventually became a manager, and she helped with volunteer relations and helped all the trainees that became CASAs that eventually need training, in-service trainings, and helped foster relationships with you all. That was just a natural transition. So I just wanted to honor her and give her, or shine a light on her and shine a light on all the things she contributed to this organization. I also wanted to highlight you all the things that you've done in training, all the things you remember. It's a seed. It's a seed for what you will be doing with this young person or the sibling set you will have in the future. May you be with us for 2 years, or you might be with us for 20 years. However long you're with us, remember to work from the heart. Remember that you don't have to be an expert. Remember to have those fresh eyes. Remember to collaborate and work with the people who have that expertise so that you can rely on them and not have to be the expert yourself, and continue on and being consistent. These young people have a special indicator for people who are disingenuous, so they can notice when you're genuine and when you're real, when you're present. Like Christy was mentioning, when you make connections with them, they remember forever. So give your best efforts and rely on the people who are there to support you. I want to thank all of you for all the time and effort you put into this role and this work. Hope you have a wonderful time with your family. I know things have changed. Everyone's going, or a lot of people are going through some type of grief during this holiday season. And I hope there's a lot of joy as well. And I hope you enjoy the new year and have a fresh new year in front of you with a lot of beautiful things to happen, especially in advocacy. So congratulations to the trainees that I trained and everyone else in this room. Congrats, CASAs.
Hi, I got a bit teary-eyed, so I'll do my best here. Yeah, thanks Taina for dedicating this to Betsy, and ditto. I learned so much from her, so I'm not sure I can speak. 1 minute.
I know all of you. We've seen each other in the past few sessions, and then I covered for Tana a few times. So I'll go ahead and jump in here. Yeah, a little teary-eyed too, but you're gonna push through. Just congratulations again to everyone. I got the privilege to be able to be a part of both classes, and these classes have taught me a lot. Every class does, but being able to really sit back and hear from you all has taught me so much, and I hope to bring that into my next trainings. Just thank you again for taking the time out of your lives, your free time out of your lives, to dedicate this to helping out some of our youth. Let's go back to Taina, and then she'll let you know just kind of what the next steps will be tech-wise in this meeting.
Yeah, let's get situated and talk about how that looks like moving forward. So essentially what we're going to do is, before we move on to tech, let's just say goodbye to all our friends and family who are watching, all the people who now know what you're about to do, and now they can understand it, and when you have to bow out and do something for your young person. So everybody go ahead and say goodbye as we close our streaming, and you'll get a chance to learn how you're going to see